So in today's Product 101 vlog series, we are talking about building versus buying, the key product decisions that make, shape, or break any product. We are going to share our own personal journey and experience of building an IoT solution from scratch and what we have learned from it and what could you take away from the same. So let's go straight dive into the pros and the cons. The key benefits are two very clear ones. The building from scratch, the design team will have complete creative control over the project. They will also have the experience of building something from nothing, which is all great. But how does it tie up to the business objectives, the business case and its goals? And what's the time to market we need? And how quickly we can validate proof of concept, get it field tested, and to do that, hence the building process is often painfully slow and often could prove quite expensive. Learning, as you know, is a huge investment for any company. Right? So what you need to really do is make a clear assessment of the opportunity. It all starts with the business case. So what is the target that we have over the next 5 years, and how quickly do we have our year one of operational learning? Get straight to that. We have to assess the particular strategic fit of this NPI, the new product introduction project, with the overall company's objectives to make sure we have stakeholder buy-in, we have the key management providing the right support and the funds needed to realize the specific new project. And when things hit roadblocks, we have processes in place to overcome it. And this is based on data to make those key decisions. Also, we need to assess what is the particular NPD model being used. So is that a stage gate development approach? And what are these key phases / decision gates? Finally, that leads to what is the net budget we have for the project, and hence it would make what is the key phase one learning and objective we are attempting to do. Yeah. So as we have, as you probably are quite familiar, we talk a lot about the lean startup approach, originally coming from the Eric Ries School of Lean Startup Learning. Now, a lot of these principles applies to any new IoT project, so we are going to talk about it, but what we have seen, and this is based on our 5 years of experience with different IoT projects, the lean startup methodology, while being important, is not enough. So first of all, we have to what we need to do is design with the customer. So the quicker we can get closer to user feedback inputs, the better in any such project initiative. We apply the build, measure, learn feedback loop. We iterate quickly till we have arrived at the product market fit for our MVP, but also the problem solution fit for the particular project and product. So once we have validated what's called the value hypothesis, and which is often easier to do, obviously, if you have other players in the market, particularly startup who has validated that phase of the key paradigm and its hypothesis, underlying hypotheses. What really is a key decision for product management of any larger companies, and as we have seen, these principles it applies to startups, to SMEs, and well to Fortune 500 companies, because the close-knit product team, the key learnings around quick feedback loop is what applies to all such startups and all such projects. So finally, it is about the data, and it is about having that data both from the market, from the users, and internally from the resources, and tying it up all together for a successful project. The second core aspect to consider is what is our in-house knowledge slash experience with the IoT stack. How much of this can we do we have in-house? Should we build in-house? And how much of it we need to bring in externally? With the objectives of designing for the user in mind, we have to make key product decisions around hardware, around the component selection, around the firmware, and how the firmware interacts with the rest of the software system, including the apps, the user's experience on the app, the user interface, the UX, the actual experience, including those of the cloud services managing the user logins, password recovery. The devil is in those little details. Get any one of them wrong, and the product experience as a whole fails for your end user, for your customer. This is where, once again, having a solution validated by any other third party, which is very close to the goal within your company, helps to bring that knowledge or expertise in-house. And finally, how does that all tie up with the data, the analytics, the diagnostics, and customer care and support so that we have the full stack knowledge and experience to deliver on our promised solutions?
Well, that's that in a nutshell, basically. See you next time. And in the meantime, if you've got any queries or if you think that we can do something awesome together, drop us a line at info@myxupo.com and subscribe here on the channel and of course on trackables.xyz.